Sunday and it's a max day. Max day. It's obviously too wet out here for the job I had planned, but we have the same compromise situation in here because of the room. There's not a lot of it, is there? No. Especially when I want to get this door wide open and be able to work on it. The trouble I'm having here are these windows, possibly. 4 electric windows. It's very rare to find electric windows on the back of one of these. It might just be the case of letting the window go down and cleaning out the channels with some greasy stuff and a pokey thing. At some point, the doors on the other side are going to come off because I've got a couple of replacement doors. They're just not in the right colour. So I'm going to have to try my hand at spray work. That was not too bad. That one's a bit squeaky. That one's a bit squeaky. Near side rear is not working at all. Well, with some lithium grease, I've just sprayed up the channels. That's a start. Let's see if that makes it any better. But to find out why the rear passenger one isn't working, I'm going to use my multimeter. So reading about 12.4 volts. Nothing's happening. So that must mean the switch is faulty, or the motor. Probably the switch though. The best thing I can do is probably turn the car around so I've got more room to take the card off on this side. Now this is what I call the Scottish Mars bar side. Battered. The door card. There we go. Now it only has a few screws. One down there, one just through there, and one there. Give me the opportunity to fix this as well. What's this Chadmobile? My friend Carl's here, he's been helping me a little bit with this, but there is power going to the motor and through the switches and stuff, so they're fine. So it's obviously the actual motor itself. Now the question is, are these motors interchangeable from newer ones? Where on earth would I find a rear electric motor regulator for an R8? Probably nowhere. So I'm going to see whether the motors are actually the same off a newer 25 or something like that. The regulator just being slightly different, motor the same. Worth a look, isn't it? Yes. Right, so the switch is getting power. So I've just tried a different way, just tried a different regulator on it there, and still nothing has happened. And I think I know why. I haven't finished my cup of tea off yet, that's why. Taken the window regulator out, and there it is. And the really curious thing is the front window regulator is exactly the same. Right, so here we have the battery, and here we have the old window regulator with a plug I've managed to find. Let's see what happens when we give it some electricity. Ah, that's not what I was hoping actually. Dear. Nothing wrong with it. Bollocks! Now curiously, I found the motor does work, but it looks a bit like the switch on this side might be at fault. This video is brought to you today by me and Carl. That's Carl. He looks like a thug, but he's not. He's actually a nice guy. See, sometimes you shouldn't judge, but most of the time it does work quite well that way. revelation. Noisy. That was a pickup truck, a Japanese pickup truck. Didn't sound like one, did it? Rather curiously, the window regulator actually works. It's just the switch, and I haven't got a spare one of these, so I've got to go looking for one. The switch looks exactly the same as the one on the Rover 45, but the plug's different. It's wider, slightly different, so I can't use one of those. And the only other R8 switch I have suitable would be off either Frank or Hank. So, what am I going to do about that? Eh? Another thing unfixed. Sunday is traditionally my day that I come down to the yard to fix something on my own car, and it is also tradition to fail at it, so that's a double bonus there. Time to go. What a horrible day. My feet are drenched and I just feel really rather grotty. And that is with working inside. Imagine if I'd done all this outside today. That would have been really stupid. It was rather nice having Carl down today. He's a mechanic, you know. He tried to help me, but I didn't ask him to come down, he just come down. He's one of my visitors. He's a nice chap. I made him a cup of tea. He drank his cup of tea, and he was very polite about it. He's a very polite chap. I may have mentioned that before. It's no good laughing. Right, let's try it again.
Right, go.
I can't do it. And now it's time for the toast review. There it is, the toast, with a big slab of butter stuck on either side, folded over like that so the heat of the toast melts it. Aldi bread, Aldi butter, and a toaster. Will this toast be as good as expected? Or will it end up as bird food? Slapped on the windscreen of that car over there. It's good enough. 8 out of 10. That's horrible. A piece of toast. A nice piece of untouched toast. Buttered yesterday and left on the windscreen for the birdies. It was obviously not up to their usual standard because it's still there. Be ashamed to waste it. Aldi soft sliced toasty. Greenvale salted butter. Served on a bed of knackered Renault Grand Scenic. Paint code TE145. Please note that it did rain heavily yesterday and the toast isn't as crunchy as it once was. Serious offers only. No tyre kickers or wannabe gangsters.